I got to take issue with something you said earlier. This is a little off topic. You really think, and just as a filmmaker, you really think at some point we are going to have it just kind of be the norm where people are making their own alterations?
Yes.
Well,
absolutely.
Okay, let me.
Look how they're destroying music today.
Okay, I understand.
Robot Chicken.
Let me say something.
Now I know.
Oh.
Okay, here's the thing though.
Robot Chicken. Have you seen the Robot Chicken Star Wars?
This has been tried. And it has never worked. Because they've tried it with books. They're called Choose Your Own Adventure books. They're a gimmick. They're a gimmick for kids. It doesn't work for adults.
Absolutely.
They've tried it with movies. In fact, when DVDs first came out, one of the big things that they were promoting DVDs are, these are versatile, these are user interactive. And in fact, if you remember, a lot of the early films on DVDs had this angle button where the viewer could change the camera angle in the middle of a scene or pick a different way for the story. And what happened was nobody was interested in doing that. And they just stopped making DVDs like that altogether, because when you watch a movie, it's been demonstrated that people want to sit back and let the director tell them the story. When you read a book, you want to sit back and let the author tell them. You don't want, it's not like playing a video game. You don't want to direct the story yourself. You want to be told the story. Don't you think there'll always be a place for that?
Oh, absolutely. Let me clarify. No. This was a direct challenge. He took an issue with me where I believe the words. So first of all, yes. I think that there will always be, and this topic comes up a lot with fan fiction, where universes get created as side, estuaries for the original work. So I think that there's always going to be a place for that, and I think that as the technology gets greater, the first part is, yes, there will always be a place for great filmmakers and great writing and great books. But I think what's going to happen is this, because we're already seeing it now. We're going to get to a point where we're going to have so many gigabytes of RAM, and the software is going to be so easy that someone's going to say, who do we want for this movie? We can have Charlton Heston, we can have Bogart, we can have Marilyn on this, because what's going to happen is you're going to be able to digitize the actor so well, because we're even seeing it now how human-looking the characters on screen are. So what if you had your little Final Cut Pro 25, say 15 years from now, with all the memory and RAM you possibly want, and you either take a movie that already exists, or you create a movie of your own with the actors that you want, who, by the way, their estates have rented out their voices or likenesses as part of the software, and you throw that actor together with another actor, you write your own stuff. I guarantee you 98% of it's going to be crap. When it first comes out, let me finish, people are going to be fascinated to see Pitt playing against Bogart, or this guy playing against that for whatever you wrote, and they're just going to watch it because it's fascinating. But something's going to emerge, and these movies, these ridiculous, weird movies, it will be like watching a movie with the actors, with bad scripts and bad plotting. And all of it.
Watch it.
People will watch it because it's twisted, and every now and then, someone's going to do something that's good. And I'll tell you this, Hollywood's going to get on board, because if they say starring Humphrey Bogart, a new movie written by good writers, directed by a good director, baby, you're in.
Well, hold on, let me respond. What you're saying is, you're saying Hollywood's going to get on it. Who gives a crap? The media, the media always makes this mistake. The media was like, well, we're always going to need reporters, we're all going to need newspapers, and newspapers are so confident that no matter what, they're fine. But at some point, the technology of the internet and blogging and podcasting and emailing and all that got so good that drudgery sport started scooping. Now, I'm not saying that the internet is going to completely replace the media, but there have been stories, there have been things that have been happening when newspapers are starting to die. They are dying, they are crashing hard because they have not taken into account that people using the technology, but once it finally gets easy enough, and it's going to happen in movies, somebody's going to say, I love Sean Connery, and I'm going to put Sean Connery in every single Bond movie that was ever made, and they're going to have the technology, the software to do it, it'll be seamless, and a lot of people are going to watch that because a lot of people think Sean Connery is the best. Or they might go ahead and put the new one in, all of them from beginning to end, and then compare.
Well, let's look at other art. I know what you're saying, and people talk about that a lot, but let's look at parallels from other art forms. I mean, the whole thing with film is that because technology has increased, like you guys are saying, it's become more accessible to amateurs to make them. But the same can be true for a lot of other art forms, and the amateur version of them hasn't taken off. I mean,
that's not true. The amateur versions of a lot of songs have taken off, where people, I guess it's called, oh gosh, what do they call it when they mix like a rap song with an old song?
Verses, yeah.
Mashup.
Yeah, a mashup or this versus that.
Extremely popular by people who were not famous before, who are being chased by the record companies and the agencies. But there's stuff that people are doing these mashups. It's not the companies that are doing them. And you know what? I've listened to a few of them, and they're really good.
Yeah, you have
Green
to be,
Day and Oasis.
You have to be talented to do that well, though. And that's the thing, is that there's always going to be a place for talent.
Absolutely.
Anybody can take a pen and write a book,
Absolutely.
but they're not going to make a book like you guys. Anybody can pick up a brush and paint a picture. They're not going to paint like Da Vinci.
Absolutely.
And anybody can now pick up a camera and make a movie, but they're not going to make a movie like Kubrick.
I agree.
So
there'll always be crap.
But
there's always been crap, and the good stuff rises above. The question is, I'm more interested in you as a director, your perspective on this. What happens when I have the ability in my home to start making movies with any actor I want, using their voice?
Do you think, well, here's something that people...
Because I just type in and bogey angry, bogey
to bring
sad,
it back
bogey
to District 9, even though I haven't seen it, I've read a lot of what Peter Jackson has said in interviews about it, and one of the things that he has been talking about a lot in interviews lately is his philosophy that the importance of actors, of name actors, of stars, is decreasing very, very, very rapidly in our culture. When I think he said something like, when everyone's famous, no one's famous, and we live in this 15 minutes of fame culture in which, like I think you were mentioning before, everybody's got a reality show now. People are famous for just being famous, even though they have zero accomplishments. So if that's the case, people are no longer, and District 9 did hugely well. It had virtually no real huge names in it, but it beat out many other movies that had names. And when you've got Russell Crowe movies and Megan Fox movies that are tanking at the box office, and all of a sudden these huge stars who command $10, $20 million salaries can't open a movie, but a movie with no names is blowing everybody else away. Is the value of star power going away?
It is going away, or as the future that I pretend is that the studios will basically buy the rights for Humphrey Bogart and his voice and his likeness, and create a movie from him, not having to pay that estate $20 million, but maybe pay it $3 or $4 million, and get the good writers to write it, and suddenly the actors don't necessarily become as important as, it'll become a part of the movie. It'll become a part of entertainment as we know it.
But that being said, Logan's Run. I just want to see Logan's Run remade. That was the topic.
Oh, okay.
I know. I'm going to say something now.
What was
Gosh.
that?
Okay, to refer to what you were just saying, if you don't have independent films come out, people who start off in colleges doing college films and stuff like that, how do you get the new people breaking into the industry in the first place?
Eitan, let her finish.
He can do what he wants. Oh, thank you. I'll hit him after the cameras
female
are
dog
off.
smacking.
But anyway, thank you. The point is that there has to be some experimentation. How do people learn? A lot of the biggest directors of today started off small with small independent films and eventually became bigger and bigger in the industry and got better and better at that. I mean, I'm sure they're embarrassed by their first couple of things they ever did too. So you put up with some of the not so good stuff in order to get hopefully a new person who will bring you really good stuff later on.
Okay,
no, I don't really disagree with that at all.
Unfortunately, we are out of time, and sorry, James. And it's
Logan's
only
right.
fitting that Arlene gets the last word. Well, actually, I'm getting the last word. So we have like about 2 minutes. If you want to have any closing statements, so if you can wrap up real quick, that's fine. Coming to you from Los Angeles Science Fantasy Society, I want to say thank you all for joining us this week, and I want to thank my panelists for joining us this week. And I'm going to leave it up to the panelists for closing statements.
I'll start by simply saying I'd really like to see Logan's Run redone again.
I'll just finish up. Yeah, it was very, very clearly. I completely agree with you on independent film. I'm an independent filmmaker myself. I like independent films normally much more than studio films. I completely value them. At the same time, all I'm pointing out is that as the technology becomes more and more and more and more accessible, you exponentially increase the number of people who don't think they have to know how to make films in order to make a film. I'm not talking about people who went to film school or who are inherently talented or studied.
Have you seen the new When the Earth Stood Still?
Yeah, I'm talking about people who do not care about the discipline of the art or the craft of filmmaking at all, who just think they can pick up a camera and wave it around and make a good movie without any forethought. And if we get flooded with that, I don't necessarily think that that's ever going to supplant true quality artistic filmmaking, standalone storytelling. That's
eternal.
Well,
and I want to see Logan's Run redone.
Yeah. Ditto. I want to see Logan's Run redone. Oh, and Tron. I know it's coming out soon.
I think they're doing Farrah Fawcett now.
Yeah. But especially
And Arlene's.
when
And
the 21st technology is on over again is going to be great.
Oh, yes.
Okay. Basically, I just feel like that what we talked about here was fascinating. I hope everybody else enjoys it too. And just to be cheap plug, because I do the marketing for the clubhouse.
Absolutely, baby.
Thank you. We are the Los Angeles Science Fantasy Society. We have meetings every Thursday night starting at 8 o'clock. And that's where we're filming from right now. And we hope you can come down and join us. The first 3 meetings are free. So for those who are curious and want to check us out, come on down. We're in North Hollywood, and we have our website at www.losvisinc.info.
I think that's actually on the banner right over there.
Oh, no, that's never running down.
No, that's your.
No,
that's
just
your,
they're going to see this on the internet with the banner right there.
Oh, got it.
There, or possibly there.